Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Digna.
Welcome to Relationships.
We're a couple having a few.
Hello again.
Hello, hello.
Hello!
This is the episode we talked about on our last episode that we were going to do,
The gluttonous episode.
also known as Meat Sweats.
The meat sweats.
There is a song called Meat Sweats by a group, a band, I'm not sure what they are, and they're called the Barehanded Bear Handlers. And they have a song called Meat Sweats. I'll probably put like a link to it in our show description or something. But that's what we did today. We meat
We got
sweated.
the meat sweats.
We got the meat sweat.
Well, we don't. I mean, Digna and I do. Desmond doesn't. What did you do instead of getting the meat sweats today?
Played Defy.
You played a Defy. What is Defy?
It's a jumpy place, and it's like a trampoline place, and you can bounce all around. There's dodgeball, an obstacle course, bunch of trampolines, a swing, foam pits.
Yeah, it's like a little trampoline park.
So do you think you would have had more fun being with us or more fun doing what you did at the Defy place? Like, which is more fun, jumping or
Sitting
eating?
in the restaurant.
Jumping.
Good. Then I guess
show.
I guess we made a good choice not bringing him along those.
But he did eat, and for his first time, where did you have lunch?
I don't really remember the name.
Do you remember what it started with?
No.
At Tijuana Flats? Tijuana Flats?
Tijuana treat.
What did you have at Tijuana Flats?
I had a cheese quesadilla and some Sprite
Mm-hmm.
and some chips.
The chips are good.
And
They're
that's it.
tasty. Yes.
I honestly didn't get the lime flavor on the chip.
No?
No.
Oh, that's my favorite part of their chips. That's a bummer.
Well, we went to the Brazilian steakhouse in our town, and they open, I guess on Sundays they do like a brunch time. So they do 11:30 to
Little
2.
brunch special.
And we were there. We were at the door like 11:28, and they hadn't opened yet. We're like standing there waiting. So as soon as the doors open,
Ready to estampa into the doors.
and we tried to estampa as much as we could in there. We, I give it my estampa of approval. But yeah,
It was very good.
Yeah, they had. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one, but like I mentioned in the previous episode, you try to get your money's worth, and I felt like we tried pretty hard
We
today.
did a good job. They have a really good, I call it a salad bar, but it's not a salad bar. They had smoked Gouda and brie and bacon and smoked salmon, and they had prosciutto, a lot of pickled vegetables, some palm hearts, and a whole vat of rice if you wanted it. Like, there's a lot of choices there, and then they have like all the meat you can eat.
Yeah, I guess when they say salad bars, I guess you kind of think of like whatever buffet restaurant that's like, oh, I can pay $5 for the salad versus $10 for the meal at like what's that place, Golden Corral or something like that. But this is not like they've got more than salad. You could, if you were there just for lunch, you could
You
definitely
can make yourself a very, very hearty, what's it called? The board? The
charcuterie board.
charcuterie board.
You could definitely do that. So, but we went for the meat today.
Yeah, Joe's in it for the meat.
And I did not eat as much as I could have, but I probably ate more than I should have.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
So-
it's brunch, so we did have a helping of mimosa and all them yummy things.
I ate a brunch of food.
A brunch of food.
I ate a whole brunch.
I get it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, we really enjoyed ourselves. I called this episode Meat Sweats because I thought, because of the one time that we went where I was almost physically splitting at the seams. I mean, I didn't do that to myself. I was getting close to the point, especially when they kept bringing out the picanha, which is like kind of their signature cut.
Which they didn't call it picanha this time. They kept calling it sirloin, and it was confusing.
Which
me.
it is sirloin.
I
but yeah.
realized that, but it like I would let it pass because I was like, not really hungry right now. But had they said picanha, I would have been like, yup. Which that's not good behavior either.
I will say, this morning I put on a pair of shorts that are kind of getting a little bit loose on me because I've been working out and trying to, get healthy and all that stuff. And they're not as loose as they once were this morning. So
we're back to square one.
Yeah, my pants are fitting more snugly right now than they were earlier. We did weigh ourselves beforehand just to see, and I am 4 pounds heavier than when I left this morning. If that doesn't sound as vile as all get out,
I was just over 3.2 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I was like 4 point something, like 4.3, I think is what it was on the scale, which I know can be so many reasons why it could be off, but still 4 pounds in the span of a couple hours is a big deal.
Yeah, the scale's not off.
Yeah, well, I mean, gravity shifted. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Look,
yeah, sure.
I can't even BS a kid. Yeah, sure. Like, even he knows that gravity did not shift.
But we did not bring Des to the place we went to is called the Stampagausha. We didn't bring him just because it's kind of a long process. We were there for 3 hours, not just eating, but we were there for 3 hours, and we kind of figured he'd get a little bit bored. But we did go last Tuesday, right before our last class, and we went to a local Mexican place, and we had Taco Tuesday, and we celebrated there, right? We cheers to the end of our school and talked about how we're going to have lots of extra time to do what, Desmond? What were we going to do?
Play.
All of our free play time.
Yep.
So, yeah. So we've just kind of been hanging out, being outside, playing tennis and reading. I've done a lot of reading, actually, this past week or so. Reading stuff that I want to read.
No more textbooks. One thing I will say about the place we went today that kind of got me, this has happened to me in the past. So I asked for a Xingu. It's spelled Xingu. It's a Brazilian beer. You can feel free to look it up. I thought it was Xingu, or something. And apparently it's Xingu. Because I asked the waiter, I was like, hey, can I get a Xingu? And he's like, I don't know what that is. I was like, oh, it's like a Brazilian beer. You don't have that? And he goes,
well, I have a dark Brazilian beer. It's called Xingu.
And he's like, no, Xingu.
Xingu. It's called Xingu.
Is it Xingu? I was like, I'm not saying that like I'm a language expert by any means, but I feel like if I said Xingu instead of Xingu, I was like, oh, I'm at a Brazilian restaurant ordering a beer called Xingu instead of Xingu. I mean, like instead of saying Budweiser, if I said,
Budweiser.
If I was like, oh, can I get a Budweiser? I'm like, you mean Budweiser, right? Yeah. That's what I meant. Like it would be that easy, but he was like, nope. Like he gave me like the deer in the headlights. I'm sorry. I don't think we have that. Whatever you're looking for. Like
I think he actually said, I don't know what that is.
Like I had said something completely the other way. So that was something that just kind of got me. I was like, what? Like, that was one time we went out with some friends to a Korean restaurant. Sammy and Zach, yep, three under the bus. And I said something, I don't remember what it was. It was like a Korean dish. And I said it in my way, but it was almost the exact same thing. I said it the best way I could, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I kind of described it. She goes, oh, this thing. And it didn't sound that different to my ear. It was very much like the Xingu Shingu thing. So I guess I'm just bad enough on my accent. So,
and I probably am not pronouncing it correctly, but I had a caipirinha, which is like a mojito but without the mint. So it's a rum-based drink, but it's got like a lot of lime in it. It's really good. They muddle it up with some sugar. I guess they make like a simple syrup and mix it in there with the lots of lime and rum. And that was quite
almost
tasty.
Sounds like a bad thing. They really muddled that drink up. And now we're sipping on some, I'm having a soda water and probably not going to eat the rest of the day.
And I'm having a coffee with creamer and a little bit of rum. Yeah,
I will say nothing will knock you out like 4 pounds of steak, apparently.
I'm drinking only water.
Water. He's also, he's not currently eating, but he was right before we started this episode. He was eating some chocolate covered chips from some friends of ours, and they're quite delicious. And I do plan on eating one right before or right after we're done so I can have some with my coffee.
And yeah, I think that's probably all that has gone on today. But like we said in the last episode, we are officially done with our last class. We went out with some friends and family today to kind of celebrate, make it our graduation brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's anything else that needs to be said about that. In the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that.
And also, life is like a box of chocolate-covered chips that I'm about to eat. Although I kind of said that in a little bit of a, what's the name of that actor? I get older, but the girls stay the same age.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
About to eat me some chocolate chips. All right, all right.
Chocolate-covered chips.
Gotta love them chocolate-covered chips.
You got anything else to say, Des? Anything else to say to our mini listener?
There you go. A man of few words. All right, guys. Don't be any grosser than I was eating 4 pounds of meat today.
That's a very large margin of gross, actually. So enjoy yourselves this week.
Really, please don't.
All right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
This has been a Getting to Know Brews presentation. Music provided by purpleplanet.com. That's purple-planet.com.